Technify HR does come with some pre-built reports that allows you to aggregate your appraisal and team member performance data. Now, in order to generate these reports, I went ahead and added some appraisals for a couple of team members, and you'll see that I used the new leadership template and the 360 degrees templates that we would have created in previous videos. Now, to get to reports, once you're within the performance module, there's a reports menu, and you have the first one is the appraisal individual report. Now, what this does is that it gives you a summary of appraisal performance for a single employee. So let's have a look at Jimmy as an example. And it gives you that, okay, hey, Jimmy has received 2 appraisals. It tells you when his last appraisal was and the average percentage that he would have gained over his 2 appraisals. The data can be grouped by quarter, week, month, but because we added both appraisals in the same day, it would have aggregated here. And we can see though that Jimmy's average score is 42. And if we go back to appraisals here and let's look at the approved appraisals. And if we look at Jimmy, we would see that in one of his appraisals, he scored 43 and the other one he scored 41. So his average score is 42 within May. Similarly, the appraisals are out of 50. So 42 out of 50 is the same as 84%. And again, these are aggregated for me. But as you add more appraisals for Jimmy over time, this data starts plotting a line chart so that you're better able to see, hey, has Jimmy's performance been improving or has it been decreasing over time? And then you're able to group this information if you wanted to see it on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly basis. You can pull up all appraisals or even appraisals within a specific period. And further to that, you can pull up appraisals for Jimmy based on the appraisal template that was used. So this really gives you a nice report on a specific team member. And then the second appraisal report we have is the company report, which gives you information about all of your employees. So here you'll see we can select multiple employees. Again, we can group by quarter or year. We can select which period of appraisals. We can select branches, departments, job titles. So we can basically filter this data by a lot of values. Now, this is a company-wide metric. What was the average question points over time? What was the average percentage over time? Now, you did see this went up to 52, and that's because while Jimmy's appraisals were out of 50, the subsequent appraisals, we would have used the new 360 and the manager's 360 template. So if I go here, we'll see that this one is actually out of 75. So that's why our averages can now go up above 50, and then we see our average percentage being calculated here. But in addition to the details that you're seeing from the individual appraisal, you also have statistics on a department level. So you can see what's the average score that people get based on their departments, the average percentage per department, the average points by branch, average percentage by branch, and then you're also able to see a full breakdown of employees' scores over time. So each employee, and then let's say you had appraisals here for first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, you would see different columns with the average scores for each employee within that period. So that there is the company report. Now I wanted to jump back to the individual report to show you something cool. And let's look at Jimmy once again. If you select the template that was used, and let's select the 360-degree feedback form, Technify HR does a really cool thing for you in that it pulls up the questions individually and shows you what was Jimmy's score on each of these questions, right? So we can see the questions here from that template, and then we'll see that, okay, 2 appraisals were made, 2 submissions were made for this question, and he got both exceptional. For this question, 2 were submitted, and he got 1 exceptional, 1 exceed expectation. And here you have graphs for every single question, and you do have a summary for the text questions where all the responses will be aggregated into this card here. Right, so this is one of the nice, nifty, cool features that you can use for individual appraisal reports.